Hey y'all, so we're going to start making us a workbench. I went and picked up some rough cut pine. These are true 2x4 rough cut. One of them obviously is bigger. This guy's like a 2.5 inch by 4. So I'm going to cut these down into 60-inch lengths, 5 feet. So that's going to be the width of my workbench top. And I'm going to incorporate a tool well in it. It's like a channel that runs through the top of the workbench, so you could put little tool sockets, whatever in there to keep them out of the way. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so this is what we're going to have. So basically my top from the top view was going to be a rectangle. Okay. And we're going to have layered 2x4s. And then we're going to have a tool well that runs through here. Like I said, which is like a little channel. And then we're going to have a couple more layers of 2x4s on the back. And then we'll probably have some banding going around this thing. And also we're looking at this is going to be 60 inches this way. I'm not sure exactly what the width is going to be. It's going to be, looks like around 24 to 27 inches, just depending on how thick everything comes together. It's not super important to me how wide it is. So then once we get the top done, we're gonna and excuse my rush in drawing this. So then we're gonna put our legs, and those are also gonna be glued and joined 2x4s, and then we're gonna put some banding material to band around. To help shore it up. And then I may end up running some shelving on the bottom to make a bottom shelf. So yep, this is what we're looking at overall, loosely drawn. It's going to be a laminated 2x4 top with a tool well running through it, and eventually I'm going to run some holes here along the bottom, and also I'm going to put them in the top, and those will be for pegs so that I can secure pieces to plane, cut, whatever the case may be. I also plan on putting a wood vise on this leg, and then another vise over here on the side. So that's the game plan. So we'll get started on it. Alright, before I get carried away with doing a lot of marking and cutting, I think what I'm going to do is get my plane out and just knock the rough edges off of these things. Some of them are still pretty wet, so I'm going to go ahead and just hit them with my hand planer and knock some of just the real roughness off of them, because like I said, these are rough cut. I don't plan on getting them super smooth at this point in time, so I'm just going to clean them up, and then I'll go through and mark and cut, and then we can, once we get them glued together, then I'll hit the tops of them again with the plane, so that way get them a little more uniform as far as the surface of them. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're just going to get them cleaned up before we start cutting them. Alright, so I'm using a Rode mic, a little directional mic on top of my camera. I'm trying it out just to see how it works with the audio. There is a good bit of wind today out here, so part of this is a learning journey for me to understand what I need for what. Anyhow, so some of y'all had asked in my last video to explain a little more what I'm doing, tools I'm using and such. So this is a Stanley number 5 Bailey wood plane. So it was one that I rescued some years back. It's hard to keep tools around here without getting any rust on them because of the humidity. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna touch this up on my sharpener. So this is a ultra sharp diamond stone, 1200 grit. This particular stone's a 1200. I have a 600 and 300. This blade should be still fairly sharp enough. So I'm just gonna hit it on this stone. Normally I use crud cutter as a lubricant for the stone. I did not bring it with me. So I have just some regular water that I'll use. Alright, we'll try that. And so there's nothing professional about this operation, as you could tell. I just use an old leather weightlifting belt actually that I cut a piece out of and use this. And yeah, I need to put some more finish on there. So all I'm trying to do right now is knock whatever burr off of here. And before we get too carried away, so there's just a rag with some oil on it, just to wipe it, especially after hitting that blade on a stone with water. So I'm gonna end up cutting these 60 inches. So what I'm doing is some of these boards have some ends that I want to cut off, knots or just bad spots. So I'm trying to make sure I get a good 60 inches of fairly clean wood once I cut them. So that's what I'm going for right now. Alright, I'm just going to cut a little knife wall. I have that side cut already. And for just rough cut projects like this, it's not really needed. To me, it's mainly for making precision cuts, but also too, I don't have the best skills with a handsaw, so it does help me to make a better cut. And really all it is you're just giving yourself a little wall here for your saw to rest up against.